much about what the Revolve Tour is, or?
My manager is Natalie Grant's manager. They have nothing but incredible things to say, and so I'm really stoked. And
So Crystal Meyer's music is huge in Japan, but she is just now taking off in the States. So the Revolve Tour, she's going to make a lot of new friends, and I think that she has that edge in her music that a lot of kids really love and identify with.
A lot of these girls can tell that you're young and you're relatable, and so I think that's a big advantage for you, is that they're going to be able to really understand where you're coming from, and you're going to really, it's the other way around, you're going to be able to understand where they're coming from.
It may be a little weird though, because we're not going to be in Japan.
I'm so embarrassed.
I don't think that my comment made Crystal as uncomfortable as everybody else's response did.
I'm not just sticking up for the girls because I am one, but I am going to say that it's hard to know when y'all are sarcastic and when you're
Dude,
not.
hold on, you have something right there on your nose. Let me get it off. Right, hold on. Let me get it. That's it.
Girls are a lot more sensitive to sarcasm, whereas guys can just kind of come in and say anything. But this time, Chad's sarcasm actually brought up an interesting conversation about tattoos.
You really have to think even before a piercing, because a lot of people misjudge you just for a simple nose ring. The rule in my house was, when you are of a legal age,
Yeah.
you know, it's your body, but your mom, like, you talked to her before and she thought it was a good idea.
Yeah, she went with me to the tattoo shop where I got it done, and
Piercings and tattoos are a difficult subject to talk about, and we get a lot of questions from teens, especially since piercings and tattoos are becoming more accepted in Christian circles.
mine are angel wings on my back.
Can we see it?
Crystal really likes her tattoo, and she thought really hard about it before she got it, and she waited until she was old enough to get it. But the really cool part is she got her parents' permission for it, and that doesn't happen very often.
Okay, so do you think that if you were making the same decision now, you'd think about it differently?
I think I would think about it differently.
Were you thinking permanent in the same way you think of
Yeah.
permanent now, 2
And
years
you
later?
know, my dad, he asked me, like, are you sure? Like, you really understand the concept of this is on your body forever?
Bottom line with teens, it's not my job to make their decisions. That's between their parents and them. I never wanted one personally because I always thought it was a permanent reminder of a temporary decision.
And somebody the other day said, nope, if you don't know,
Yeah.
you can't get one.
No.
Yeah.
He said, unless you've been dreaming
of it for like
the
a year.
exact design for your entire life, don't get one.
Yeah.
We decided to donate a keyboard and a guitar to the community center, so we thought that Crystal and Aisha could help us pick out the right ones.
Aisha Woods and her brother Donnie are two of my favorite people, and they're going to help us find a keyboard for the kids at Harvest Hands.
Would that be good for them to learn on since it lights up?
Of course, it didn't take Aisha long to pick out the perfect keyboard for the kids at Harvest Hands, and we were on our way.
Harvest Hands is going to be a great chance for us to hang out with some teen girls and at the same time help out a community center.
Our goal for the summer is to bond with teen girls and find out what it is that they're really going through. There were 4 girls in particular that we invited on the bus to talk to us.
Check it out!
These girls were so excited to see the inside of our bus, so after that we sat down for some girl talk.
Well, y'all take a seat.
We want all access to your lives, because that's what we're doing this for. We want to know you. This is for you and about you. Talking to these girls really gave Jenna and I an opportunity to escape the little annoyances that come from living on a bus and just sit and listen to them. Sometimes as a teen, you just need someone to listen.
So what would be some advice that you would give for girls to, when they're looking for a guy who won't take advantage of them? What are some...
Get to know them. And you need to have respect for yourself, first of all. I mean, if you don't have respect for yourself, then guys are gonna just walk right over you.
That's how God turns those things into something beautiful, you know. It's you being able to sit here and tell these girls, you know, give them advice because of your experience. Because if you keep it all inside, like you said, you can't see anything good that comes out of it, right?
Our goal was to do something fun and meaningful. We got to hang out with the girls from the Revolve tour that came, and Aisha and Crystal connected with the kids. We had a blast doing it, and I think it was a great kickoff for the Revolve Summer Tour.
I noticed looking in Jenna's condo that she's starting to collect water bottles that are empty already and burrow them back into her nest.
I'm a hoarder.
Muskrat maybe?
Girls loved being compared to rats.
Groundhog or woodchuck.
Sean and I have been fine-tuning our sarcasm for about 12 years with each other, and sometimes it's funny, and then sometimes we have to make sure that we're not being insensitive or kind of, you know, sounding like jerks to people if they don't necessarily get our humor.
Chad is always really upbeat and funny, but I think sometimes that prevents us from getting to know who he really is.
I feel like I don't know him, and it was just interesting for me that how much that hurt my feelings, that he hasn't allowed me to get to know him.
Something you take personally.
No, I understand that. I've never talked to someone so much and realized that I don't know anything besides your name.
Courtney just wants to know Chad, and if she feels like someone's upset with her or she's not getting to know somebody, it makes her very uncomfortable.
With him, he's not going to talk about himself unless you ask him to. And you know, I've known him for a long time, and that's just how he is.
I get that, but I don't know why. I really have been like digging as to why that hurt my feelings.
Somebody doesn't open up to her the way that she wants. It's hard for her to understand that, and she takes it personally.
This might have more to do with me than it has anything to do with Chad. Like I think that sometimes I use conflict to achieve connectedness.
That's an interesting insight. Somebody said yesterday they were talking about girls that get so used to drama that it becomes a habit. I feel like the world listens to music at like a 7 and you have it on like a 10. So everything's that much more exciting or that much more disappointing for you, which is great. It's just who you are.